I never imagined that a quiet Sunday afternoon could turn into the most devastating moment of my life. For over a decade, I had poured my heart, soul, and energy into my family. My wife, Lauren, and our son, Ethan, were everything to me. Or so I believed. I worked hard, provided stability, and created a home filled with love, laughter, and routines that fostered comfort and trust. I thought I had built a life of loyalty and devotion. That illusion shattered faster than I could comprehend. It started with small signs. Lauren had become distant over the past several months, distracted by her phone, late nights at work, and unusual secrecy that I tried to rationalize. Ethan, my bright and playful boy, seemed slightly anxious, hiding glances and subtle whispers when his mother was around. At first, I dismissed my instincts, blaming stress and normal family chaos. But deep down, a gnawing unease refused to be ignored. The moment of truth arrived when I returned home early from work one Sunday. I had intended to surprise Lauren with brunch, something simple, a gesture of love. I entered the house quietly, planning to announce myself with a cheerful surprise. But what I heard in the living room stopped me in my tracks. My heart froze, my stomach turned. "Dad!" Ethan's voice quivered as he stood near the sofa, looking at me with a mixture of fear and excitement. We have a new dad now." The words hit me like a thunderclap. My mind refused to process them fully. My son, my flesh and blood, was telling me that he considered someone else his father figure. I stepped forward, voice trembling but controlled. "What are you talking about, Ethan?" Lauren appeared from the kitchen, a nervous smile on her face. She tried to maintain composure, but the tension radiating from her was unmistakable. "Jack, I think it's time you understand. I've moved on, Ethan. He's part of this life too now." The words were carefully chosen, meant to soften the blow, but they cut deeper than any knife. Before I could respond, the doorbell rang. Confused and desperate for a moment of clarity, I went to answer it. Standing there was my best friend, Tom, who had known my family almost as well as I did. His expression shifted instantly when he saw the tension in my face and the awkward posture of Lauren and Ethan. He stepped inside, concern etched into his features. "What's going on?" Tom asked, glancing from Lauren to Ethan to me. The question was simple, but it pierced through the haze of betrayal and confusion. Lauren attempted to explain, stumbling over words, trying to justify her actions, to rationalize the chaos she had created. "Jack, we thought we needed someone more. Stable, exciting." Her words fell flat, inadequate against the reality of the situation. Tom's eyes met mine, and in that moment, a silent understanding passed between us. He had suspected tensions, noticed subtle changes during visits, and now he saw the full extent of the betrayal. Lauren's attempt to normalize the situation crumbled under the weight of exposure, and Ethan, still confused, clung to his mother, seeking reassurance that he could not find in the words being spoken. I took a step forward, voice low but unwavering. "Lauren, tell me the truth, everything. No excuses, no lies." She hesitated, glancing at Tom, then back at me. "Jack, I've been seeing someone else. Someone I thought could give Ethan and me the life you couldn't." "Tom, he's been here." The revelation struck with unbearable force. Tom, my best friend, was the person who had stepped into my family's life in a role that was supposed to be supportive, neutral, and loyal. Instead, he had violated trust, crossed boundaries, and become entwined in the betrayal I had only suspected in whispers. Rage, disbelief, and heartbreak collided inside me, but I forced myself to remain composed. My son, my responsibility, needed clarity, not a collapse of emotions. "I need you both out of my house," I said calmly, my voice carrying the authority of someone reclaiming control. "Now!" Lauren protested, Ethan cried, and Tom tried to reason, but nothing could undo the damage. The lines of loyalty, love, and friendship had been crossed, and consequences were inevitable. The aftermath was chaotic and painful. Lauren and Ethan moved out, leaving me to navigate the ruins of a life I had thought secure. Tom tried to maintain contact, to offer explanations and justifications, but I cut ties. Trust, once destroyed, cannot be mended with excuses. The family I had built with integrity and love had been dismantled by betrayal from the two people I had depended on most. Legal and logistical challenges followed. Custody arrangements were difficult but necessary, as I sought to protect Ethan's well-being despite the emotional turbulence. Every interaction became a careful negotiation, balancing the need for accountability with the responsibility to ensure my son's emotional stability. I documented everything meticulously, prepared for disputes, and established boundaries that could not be crossed again. Emotionally, the journey was grueling. Nights of grief, anger, and disbelief gave way gradually to reflection, clarity, and resilience. I learned to separate my feelings for Lauren and Tom from the responsibilities I had toward Ethan, understanding that my son's well-being depended on my strength, composure, and ability to navigate betrayal with intelligence rather than impulsive rage. Support from friends and family became crucial. Those who had witnessed the history of my family, my relationship with Lauren, and the integrity with which I had lived offered guidance, perspective, and practical help. Their support reminded me that while betrayal isolates, community can restore balance and reinforce resilience. Months passed, and life began to stabilize. Ethan adjusted slowly, recognizing the reality of separation, but also experiencing the consistency and love I provided. Lauren and Tom faced social and relational consequences for their actions, encountering judgment, estrangement, and the emotional costs of choices made recklessly and selfishly. The immediate shock of discovery had faded, replaced by the sober clarity of consequences realized. Through it all, I discovered an unexpected strength. The betrayal that had felt insurmountable became a catalyst for personal growth, resilience, and clarity of purpose. I rebuilt my life, investing in my career, personal growth, and relationships that honored loyalty, integrity, and trust. I learned to process grief without allowing it to dominate my life, to assert boundaries without malice, and to transform heartbreak into actionable clarity. Reflecting on that fateful day, I realized the profound lessons embedded in the experience. Betrayal from those closest to us is devastating, but it also illuminates character, boundaries, and priorities. My son's well-being required my composure. My future required my decisiveness, and the betrayal of friendship demanded accountability. Instant clarity and action became not just necessary, but empowering. Years later, Ethan and I share a strong, trusting bond that has been reinforced by consistency, love, and reliability. Lauren and Tom's actions, while initially shocking and painful, ultimately provided the catalyst for boundaries, reflection, and personal growth. The lesson is unequivocal. Betrayal can devastate, but decisive action, clear boundaries, and emotional resilience ensure that life, trust, and personal integrity can be rebuilt. In the end, the story is not one of simple revenge or retribution. It is a testament to accountability, personal agency, and the power of clarity in the face of betrayal. My best friend's betrayal, Lauren's infidelity, and the painful revelation to Ethan became a turning point, a moment of shock that ultimately led to empowerment, growth, and a life reclaimed. The past cannot be undone, but its lessons can be harnessed to create a stronger, more resilient future. Life, I learned, has a way of testing trust, exposing betrayal, and demanding resilience. What happened that Sunday? The words of my son, the audacity of Lauren, and the betrayal of my closest friend remains a pivotal moment in my life. Yet it also became the foundation for a life rebuilt with integrity, clarity, and unwavering commitment to the values that truly matter: honesty, loyalty, and love for those who depend on us.